I'm here today on the banks of the lovely Shropshire Union Canal, and I'm joined by a good friend of mine, John Ellis. John is the brains, I'm going to say, and the broad behind the Canal and River Trust's Let's Fish campaign. And today we're going to have a chat about some of the key principles behind it, aren't we, John?
Yes, we are. Yes, I suppose I will accept that I am the sort of leader of the thing, Tom. But it's really a team effort.
Yeah.
You know, every coach, every volunteer, every funder, we all work together to make it happen. But I suppose it was my dogged determination that got it off the ground in the first place.
It was, and I've seen the wonderful work that this event, this organisation does in this area. It's fantastic. You know, bringing more young anglers onto the bank than anything else in the angling world.
Well, we did just over 8,000 in 2019. Even with COVID in 2020, we did around 2,300. Now we're in 2021. I think we'll be looking at another 8,000 people introduced to fishing again, Tom.
So the first point on our checklist here that we want to talk about, which is the key Let's Fish philosophies, there are 12 of these. And the first one is bringing the fisheries to the people, not the people to the fisheries.
Yes, I mean, I've heard many people say what we need to solve all of angling's recruitment problems is one national headquarters, yeah, where everybody goes to train and learn to fish. Well, that's all right if you live by it, but if you don't, it's not so good, yeah. Now, there's a fishery in this country that half the people live within 5 miles of.
Yeah.
Yeah, nearly 30 million people. And 8 million people live within 1,000 yards. I mean, you could walk that far, Tom.
I don't know about that. I've put a bit of weight on in lockdown, John.
Yeah, but when you were a lad, when you were a young person,
yeah, back in my days.
Back in your days, yeah, when you were young, yeah, you could have walked 1,000 metres.
And back in your day, you had to do that to get away from the dinosaurs, didn't you?
Well, indeed, you know, and we actually cycled several miles fishing. But seriously, yeah, half the population's got a canal within 5 miles of them. 8 million people with an easy walking distance. So there's a good chance there's a fishery on your doorstep.
And I think another real strong thing about this is, no matter what the canal is, even the deep canals of Yorkshire, the same principles, the same angling principles of feeding and presentation and the tactics are very similar to catch fish on all of them. So if you teach somebody to fish on a canal, they can.
Yes, teach them on the Shropshire Union, they can go and fish the Grand Union, they can go and fish the Oxford or the Erewash or the Kennet and Avon or the Lancaster. Doesn't really make any difference. They're all about the same depth, except those Yorkshire canals and perhaps the Gloucester Canal where you need a bit more line, etc. Another good thing, Tom, very rarely do they flood. You know, so they're always fishable 365 days a year. Another thing about them that I like is they're relatively inexpensive to fish.
Yeah, a lot of advantages. And
yeah,
let's not deny it, they're not always the easiest venues, but they are full of fish, a lot of them.
They're full of fish, and you know, if you develop the skills, you'll be able to catch on a canal up and down the country. You can take those skills to pretty much any other fishery.
So you're teaching people to fish on the most accessible kind of waterway to anglers.